There's not much to do when all I can is thinking about you. Not doing well, don't know where you are, 'cause you're not here. It's
how to implement CBA in the second cycle effectively. If you are a teacher of English and are struggling to implement CBA in your classroom, then this video is for you. I will show you the exact strategy I use in my own classes. I can assure you that it works quite well. Now, if it works for me, it can also work for you. This short video will help you master the whole method. But if you really want to become a teacher with additional value, then you will have to watch the video to the very end. And as you will see, the teaching strategy I propose is simple and very effective. Hi there and welcome. In this video, I'm breaking down the CBA learning session for second cycle, especially for the class of Premier. Gender equity is the theme I randomly chose from the curriculum for Premier A class. The lesson focuses on gender representations in English texts. Today, I suggest a listening comprehension lesson. But before delving into the lesson, I want you to consider two very important things. The first thing I want you to take seriously is Bloom's taxonomy. According to Bloom, there are 6 levels of setting teaching objectives. For instance, as a teacher, if you set objectives for recalling a fact or a structure, you are at the very first level. If you set objectives for understanding something, you are at the second level. If you set objectives for applying a given rule or a structure, you are at the third level. And if you set objectives for analyzing a situation, you are at the fourth level. If you set objectives for evaluating a thought or a fact, you are at the fifth level. And setting objectives for creating something original is the sixth and last level. All good teachers of English are those who apply Bloom's taxonomy in their teaching practices to make the difference. Make the difference by integrating Bloom's taxonomy into your teaching. The second very important thing you will need to value is that you must take into account the 4 aspects of student exit profile. The aspects are cognitive, linguistic, socio-affective, and cultural aspects. I made a video explaining these concepts in detail. I strongly advise you to not be limited to this video. Search my channel for this video also and watch it to understand more. The learning session is made of 3 main parts: heading information, the discovery phase, and the practice phase. As part of the first part, we have several pieces of info such as language main skill, which is listening. In addition, there are 2 integrated skills, which are writing and speaking. There are 2 language functions: expressing opinions and comparing facts. The objectives of the lesson are: learners will be able to identify gender-based representations while listening to an English story, compare and contrast gender cultural roles in Burkinabe and Anglo-Saxon societies, and assess these roles. The main teaching material is a short text in audio form. Second part of the lesson, the discovery phase. Let's go straight to the learning context, which is a simple question the teacher asks and writes on the board. What do boys and girls usually do at home in your community? Teacher prompts discussion with such questions as: who usually cooks at home? Who does the washing up? Etc. Students share cultural experiences regarding roles of girls and boys. The goal is to enable them to become aware of the importance of gender cultural roles in our societies. In the practice phase, the teacher designs activities based on a listening material. I will show you an example of a listening material in a while. 2 activities are quite enough at this level of the lesson. The first activity I propose is a set of questions like: what does Sheila do on weekdays? Does she have a sister? What does her brother do to help at home? Etc. Here is the audio material using a British voice and accent. Listen.
Sheila is a 16-year-old girl from Liverpool. She lives with her family, including her younger brother, Sam, who is 11 years old. Sheila is the only girl in her family. Every weekday, she gets up at 7 a.m., prepares her own breakfast, and goes to school on foot. After school, she plays football with her friends, both boys and girls. At home, she helps with the dishes. She shares home chores with her junior brother, who also cooks sometimes. Every night, both Sheila and Sam listen to stories told by their parents before sleeping. On Saturdays, Sheila volunteers at a zoo, and on Sundays, she takes Sam to the change of the guard ceremony.
Students will have to answer questions while listening. Play the audio as many times as necessary. The video is not very important since the lesson is a listening comprehension one. It is there to just foster comprehension. In case your students are not used to a white man's voice, you can record your own voice or use a typical Burkinabe or African voice instead. This is exactly what I did. Now listen to the same audio with my own voice recorded. Sheila is a 16-year-old girl from Liverpool. She lives with her family, including her younger brother Sam, who is 11 years old. Sheila is the only girl in her family. Every weekday, she gets up at 7 a.m., prepares her own breakfast, and goes to school on foot. After school, she plays football with her friends, both boys and girls. At home, she helps with the dishes. She shares home chores with her junior brother, who also cooks sometimes. Every night, both Sheila and Sam listen to stories told by their parents before sleeping. On Saturdays, Sheila volunteers at a zoo, and on Sundays, she takes Sam to the change of the guard ceremony. If you want to know how I made the audio or the video, let me know in the comment section. As for the second activity, you may ask your students to compare Sheila's life with that of a typical Burkinabe girl using a cultural evaluation grid. Here, they will not really need to listen to the material again. They just have to fill this table with gender-based roles. This column is devoted to Sheila's roles, and this column is for suggesting a typical Burkinabe girl's roles. The last column is for expressing their opinions like, this rule is bad for girls, or this is not acceptable in my community, or boys don't do this, etc. Then, after providing feedback on activity 2, the teacher gives a follow-up activity, assesses the lesson, and executes administrative duties.
We talk on the phone every night.
This video is not the only one dealing with CBA, and more videos like this are coming up. Should you have any question or contribution, please drop them in the comment section. And if you want to learn more about CBA, please click on the video that appears on the screen. Until we meet again next time in the next video, keep teaching differently. See you. Bye-bye.